name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful.
The southern tribes threaten our stability. We will send the legions, secure the dam, and show them the strength of Sabah.
Your wisdom is valued, elders.
Let the earth tremble.
You have proven your loyalty once again. Ifrit, by the authority vested in me by the Most High, I command you to submit.
Hello, believers. Today we take a long journey back in time, roughly 3,000 years into the past. We are going to a world that existed around the 10th century BCE. The story happens in two very different places. One is the lush, blessed land of Jerusalem, where Prophet Sulaiman, known to the West as King Solomon, rules a kingdom unlike any other in history. The other location is thousands of miles away, across dangerous deserts in the southern part of the Arabian Peninsula, which is present-day Yemen. The main character we are meeting is Queen Bilqis, or as many history books call her, the Queen of Sheba. She is a powerful, wealthy ruler who commands a nation of traders and builders. But this story isn't just about gold and palaces. It is about a clash of beliefs and the search for the ultimate truth. Imagine standing on a floor so polished it looks like water, surrounded by an army that includes not just humans, but wild lions, soaring eagles, and invisible spirits called Jinn, all waiting for a command. You probably won't survive this kind of intense atmosphere without passing out from fear. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe Journey with Prophet, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here.
Let me know in which city from you are watching this and what time is there now. Do type in comments section below.
Now, wear your headset to properly enjoy the story.
Prophet Sulaiman is no ordinary king. Allah has granted him a miracle kingdom that no human will ever possess again. He has the ability to understand the language of the birds and the beasts. The wind blows at his command, carrying him and his army wherever he wishes. He even controls the Jinn, beings made of smokeless fire, who are usually invisible to us, but Sulaiman can see them and order them to dive into the oceans for pearls or build massive structures.
One day, Sulaiman is gathering his massive army for an inspection. He's very disciplined and checks on everyone, from the strongest jinn to the smallest bird. As he looks over the ranks of the birds, he notices a gap. A specific bird, the hoopoe, known in Arabic as the hudhud, is missing. This is a small, colorful bird with a distinctive crown of feathers on its head.
Sulaiman is not happy. In a military inspection, being absent without permission is a serious crime. He says that if the hoopoe does not have a valid excuse for being away, there will be a severe punishment. This shows us that even though he is a prophet, he is also a firm leader who maintains order. Not long after, the little hoopoe bird comes flying back, looking a bit tired but very confident. The bird lands near Sulaiman and speaks. It says, "I have encompassed knowledge that you have not encompassed, and I have come to you from Sabah with certain news."
This is a big moment. A tiny bird is telling the most powerful king on earth, "I know something you don't." The bird explains that it flew far south to the land of Sabah, which historians confirm was a wealthy kingdom in Yemen known for its dams and spice trade. The bird describes finding a woman ruling over them, Queen Bilqis. She has been given everything a ruler could want: wealth, power, and a magnificent throne that is huge and beautifully decorated.
But then, the bird drops the sad news. It says, "I found her and her people prostrating to the sun instead of Allah." The bird explains that the shaitan, or Satan, has tricked them. He has made their deeds seem correct to them, so they think worshiping a star in the sky is the right thing to do. They are lost and do not worship the one who brings out the hidden things in the heavens and the earth. Sulaiman listens carefully. He is wise. He does not get angry immediately, nor does he just blindly believe the bird. He says,
We will see whether you were truthful or were of the liars. He decides to test the situation. He writes a very important letter. This isn't a long, complicated diplomatic treaty. It is short and powerful. He hands the letter to the Hoopoe and commands the bird to fly back to Yemen, drop the letter near the queen, and then hide nearby to see how she reacts. The bird takes the letter in its beak and flies off, heading back toward the sun-drenched palaces of Yemen to deliver a message that will shake the foundation of Queen Bilqis's world.
The Hoopoe bird drops the letter right near the queen. Queen Bilqis picks it up and opens it. She can tell immediately that this is no ordinary letter. It does not start with bragging or poetry. It begins with a very specific phrase, "In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful." The message is short. It basically says, "Do not be arrogant against me, but come to me in submission as Muslims."
Bilqis is a very smart ruler. She does not panic. Instead, she gathers her top advisors and army generals. She says to them, "O chiefs, a noble letter has been delivered to me." She reads it to them and asks for their advice. She tells them, "I never decide a matter until you are present with me." This is a known historical fact about the kingdom of Saba. Unlike many tyrants of that time, the rulers often used a system of consultation, listening to their counsel before acting.
Her generals, however, are not as patient as she is. They touch their swords and say, "We are men of great strength and great military power." They are ready to fight. They want to march all the way to Jerusalem and start a war. But Bilqis shakes her head. She knows that war brings destruction. She tells them that when kings enter a town by force, they ruin it and humiliate its noble people. She wants to avoid bloodshed. She comes up with a plan to test Sulaiman. She says, "I am sending them a gift, and I will see what the messengers bring back." She reasons that if Sulaiman is just a worldly king, he will accept the gold, jewels, and precious spices. If he accepts the bribe, she will know he is just after power and money. But if he is truly a prophet of God, he will not care about material wealth. So a caravan of messengers travels all the way from Yemen to Jerusalem. It is a long, dusty journey. When they finally arrive at Prophet Sulaiman's palace, they present the chests of gold and expensive gifts.
Sulaiman looks at the gold and does not even smile. He is actually a bit offended. He asks the messengers, "Do you try to help me with wealth?" He points around him. He has animals, jinn, and a kingdom given by Allah. He tells them, "What Allah has given me is better than what He has given you, but it is you who rejoice in your gift." He rejects the bribe completely. He tells the messengers to go back to their queen. He gives them a strong warning. "I will surely come to them with soldiers that they cannot resist, and I will drive them out in humiliation." When the messengers return and tell Queen Bilqis what happened, she understands immediately. She realizes this is not a man she can buy, and he is not a man she can fight. She decides she must go to him herself to see this truth. She prepares her royal caravan to travel to Jerusalem to meet him peacefully. Prophet Sulaiman knows she is coming. Allah gives him knowledge of her movements. He wants to show her a miracle that will prove he is supported by a power far greater than any human army. He remembers the Hoopoe bird telling him about her magnificent throne. He decides he wants that specific throne to be right here in his palace before she arrives. He gathers his court, which is filled with humans and jinn. He asks, "Which of you can bring me her throne before they come to me in submission?"
A powerful Ifrit from among the jinn speaks up. An Ifrit is a very strong, rebellious type of jinn. He says, "I will bring it to you before you rise from your place." In those days, a king would sit in court for a few hours. The Ifrit is saying he can travel thousands of miles, grab the heavy throne, and fly back in just a couple of hours. He adds, "I am indeed strong and trustworthy for such a task." Sulaiman listens, but he wants it faster. Then a man who has knowledge of the book speaks. We do not know for sure if this was a human scholar or an angel, but he possesses special knowledge from Allah. He says, "I will bring it to you before your glance returns to you."
Think about that. Look at an object, look away, and look back. That is a blink of an eye. Suleiman looks, and instantly the massive, heavy throne of Queen Bilqis is settled firmly before him. It didn't fly through the air, it was transported instantly by the will of Allah. Suleiman sees this and immediately praises God, saying, "This is from the favor of my Lord, to test me whether I will be grateful or ungrateful."
Now he orders his servants to change the throne slightly, maybe move a jewel or change a cloth to disguise it. He wants to see if Queen Bilqis is sharp enough to recognize her own property when she arrives.
Queen Bilqis finally arrives at the palace. She is tired from the journey, but holds her head high, walking with the grace of a powerful ruler. She is led into the court where her own throne is sitting, slightly altered. Remember how huge and heavy that throne was? It's practically impossible for it to be here before her, yet here it stands. Prophet Sulaiman asks her a simple question. Is your throne like this?
Now watch how intelligent she is. She doesn't say yes because she knows she left it locked up in Yemen. She doesn't say no because it looks exactly like hers. She answers, "It is as if it were it." This shows she has a sharp mind. She is observant and careful with her words. She realizes that Sulaiman has power that defies the laws of physics she knows. She understands that something divine is happening here.
Suleiman then invites her to enter the main hall of his palace, known as the Sar. This is no ordinary room. Suleiman had ordered his jinn and builders to construct a floor made entirely of smooth, transparent crystal glass. Beneath this glass, he commanded water to flow, perhaps even with fish swimming in it. It is a masterpiece of architecture, designed to show the difference between appearance and reality.
As Bilqis steps forward to enter, she looks down. To her eyes, it looks like a deep pool of water blocking her path. Instinctively, she reaches down and lifts the hem of her dress to uncover her legs so her clothes do not get wet. She thinks she has to wade through water. Suleiman speaks gently to her from his throne. He says, "Indeed, it is a palace paved with smooth glass." She freezes. She drops her dress. In that split second, everything clicks for her. She feels a deep sense of embarrassment, not just because she bared her legs, but because she realizes she has been misjudging reality for her whole life. She mistook glass for water, just as she mistook the sun for God. She realizes that the sun she worshipped is just a created object like the glass, while the true power lies with the Creator who made the glass, the water, and the sun itself. She sees that Suleiman's kingdom is not based on trickery or magic, but on a superior truth and knowledge given by Allah. She realizes that her wealth, her gold, and her army are nothing compared to the connection Suleiman has with the Lord of the worlds. She does not argue. She does not try to negotiate a treaty. She falls into a state of total humility. She speaks, but not to Suleiman. She speaks to God. She says, "My Lord, indeed I have wronged myself, and I submit with Suleiman to Allah, Lord of the worlds."
Notice she says, "with Suleiman," not "to Suleiman." She is not surrendering to a foreign king. She is joining him in faith. The sun-worshipping queen, who the little Hoopoe bird was so worried about, has now found the right path. This moment unites two great kingdoms under one belief. History tells us this was one of the few times a ruler accepted the truth so completely without a war, purely through wisdom and the realization of miracles. The story ends not with a battlefield full of soldiers, but with a peaceful heart in a palace of glass. Bilqis remains a legend, not just for her wealth, but for her courage to accept the truth when it was placed before her eyes. And so, the bustling courts of Jerusalem and the spice-scented winds of Yemen settle into a quiet peace. The mighty Jinn return to their unseen tasks, the birds rest in their nests, and the crystal floor reflects the soft light of the moon. Think about the journey we just took. We flew over deserts with a tiny bird,
We saw a throne travel faster than a blink, and we watched a queen find the ultimate treasure, faith, on a floor that looked like water. It reminds us that sometimes what we see with our eyes is not the whole story, and the truth is waiting for us to uncover it.
Let these words rest in your mind as you drift away. The history is vast, but tonight your world is small and safe. Breathe in the calm, let go of the day's noise, and let the wisdom of the past lull you into a deep, restful sleep.